for the fourth Sunday of Lent, which reminds us to be very hopeful in this journey of Lent. Let me get the lyrics. I'll sing. Okay. I have fixed my eyes on your hills, Jerusalem, my destiny. Though I cannot see the end for me, I cannot turn away. We have set our hearts for the way. This journey is our destiny. Let no one walk alone. The journey makes us one. Other spirits, lesser gods, have courted me with lies. Here among us, I have found a truth that needs me rise. I have fixed my eyes on your hills, Jerusalem, my destiny. Though I cannot see the end of me, I cannot turn away. We have set our hearts for the way. This journey is our destiny. Let no one walk alone. The journey makes us one. We thank you, Lord, for gathering us tonight. We thank you for leading us in our meeting as we prepare for a lot of things that are coming up during this year. We thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for your beautifully open prayer and song.
Oh, okay. You're most welcome.
Thank you all for coming to the meeting. We're going to mainly on our upcoming events, what we can do to how we are going to market, and what else we can do to make it a little more special. If there's any new person, so if you don't mind, please, in your indulgence, get out of the camera so we can see your face, so that when we meet you somewhere, we know who you are, and just let us know your name, where you worship. That would be great. Thank you. If you don't mind unmuting yourself and then introducing yourself.
Bernadette, we have talked about this phase 13 before. Maybe you were not in the meeting. So I've told you I am at work.
Oh no, I'm talking about a new person. New person to unmute and show up his face.
Okay, that's a new person there.
Yeah, there's a new person.
Okay.
If you don't mind, just let us know your name, church or what parish you, and how you heard about.
I'm Michael.
If you don't mind, can we see your face, please?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, give me a sec.
Okay. Oh, Michael. Okay. Welcome back.
Michael, you are not new. You are a runaway member. You haven't been on here for years.
Thank you for thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Hmm.
I am a bit pissed. That's why my camera and everything was off, but I'm still on.
Okay.
So if you wouldn't mind, with your permission, I would like to go off again. I'll come on.
Okay, sure. Listening to see you.
And who should take the credit for bringing you back? All right.
I think that it's just by the grace of God. I just remembered that I have to be on today, so that's why I'm back today.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. Yes, Elias, if you don't mind.
All right. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
This is Elias Giovanni. I am from Kidana Emirat Amharic from Washington, and I'm from Ethiopia, and I have been invited by Albert, and I'm glad to meet you all.
Thank you. And
thank you for coming.
Thank you
for coming to join us.
All right.
I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't see Sister since I don't know if you want to do the double up. Sister Sandra is the advisor at the same time, interim secretary. If she has any comments or would like to give any comments.
No, I'm sorry, not as the advisor. I have no comments, but thank you.
So who'll be reading the minutes for us for the minutes of the last meeting?
Yes, Madam President. The minutes of the previous meeting that was held February 12, 2021. The chairperson called the meeting to order at 7:20 with an opening prayer by Sekobundu. The vice president chaired the meeting. The chairperson's remark was that he was glad that for another opportunity to meet and thank members present. The advisor advised time is what God gives us. It cannot be taken back. We cannot grow if we as leaders cannot move forward as leaders. The president's remark was that she said she was returning from a brief absence and she was ready to resume. She thanked the vice president for holding the fort and the nomination and electoral committee for accepting to hold elections. Minutes. The minutes was read. The secretary read the minutes of the previous meeting. Igbim moved for a motion to accept the minutes and Sekobundu seconded the motion. Agenda, issue presentation. Albert reported that he has developed a schematic to get ACA members engaged. He has had conversations with people with the issue to reach out to our sisters and brothers in other communities. Mr. Janet also expressed concern as to why the chair of the meeting was not on camera. Mrs. Cosbell commented that holding a virtual meeting is different from holding a physical meeting. And to hold an effective virtual meeting, 1, everybody should be on camera. 2, all should mute themselves. And 3, if there are challenges, defer role to who can handle the meeting. And 4, if there's a conversation, there should be a subject. Elections. Mrs. Colbert reported that as on the 25th day of January, the deadline for the submission of nominations, none of the 3 members of the Nominations and Elections Committee had received nominations. The committee alternate plan is to ask the sitting executives to remain in position for another term. If yes, then the committee would request for a single vote of acclamation on all positions at one time. As such, the committee inquired if the current committee members would wish to remain in position. Um, um, uh, um, I'm sorry, I've printed the wrong. So let me go through here. I apologize. And then the current executives, wish to remain in position, and out of the current executives, all accepted except the secretary, and there was a vote for acclamation. The current executives are the president, the vice, liturgy coordinator, finance, financial secretary, and the treasurer. The elections and nominations committee advised that advised that the executives should find people to fill the vacant positions. The honorable emeritus advised that when the executives are looking for people to fill the nominations, they should look for representations from all regions of Africa. Now, on the next on the agenda was the celebration of the Saints of Africa. The vice president who chaired the meeting said he would contact the parish priest of Saint Luke to find out if he would host the event again. And Albert said the celebration of the Saints of Africa is the flagship of ACA, and we should come up with a strategy that will make the events stand out. And if and he requested we should invite NACOs to be part of this celebration. I mentioned that in case Father Cornelius is not able to host the event, he will talk to Auxiliary Bishop Campbell. The liturgy team was asked to come up with a plan for the event. And Sister Gladys mentioned she would want to invite all communities to be part of the planning team. The leadership, the meeting agreed that the leadership needs to assign individuals to be responsible, and therefore therefore there should be a structured initiative. And the president recommended that all communities should give names and contacts of people that they want to invite to join the planning committee, so that the executives can actually contact them. For financial reports, the financial secretary reported the balance at bank is $2,248.87. other matters. Kwame Frimpong mentioned that according to the Constitution, all communities should bring 5 representatives to represent the community, and that clause should be enforced. Madam President also advised it is the Black History Month, and we should make effort to participate in it and popularize it. At 9:01, Seko Bundu moved for the adjournment and was seconded by Sister Bola, and Sister Bola said the closing prayer. Madam President, that is the minutes of the previous meeting.
Yeah, I don't see why you mentioned that Sister Sandra volunteered to be interim secretary for 90 days.
I missed that one. I missed that one, Madam President. Okay. Additions.
I should have mentioned that Sister Gladys is no longer the publicity secretary, but she decided to be liturgy coordinator instead.
Madam President, are the minutes now open for corrections and amendments?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Okay.
It is.
You. All right. Mr. Secretary, there's a statement there which you made that the leadership agreed that it should be responsible and therefore a structured initiative. I don't understand that sentence. And what are you trying to say? The leadership agreed it should be responsible and therefore a structured initiative.
No, I said if leadership leadership needs to be assigned to individuals who will be responsible, and it should be a structured initiative. The what I mean is like the individuals who will be co-opted to join the executives. They should be individuals who are responsible.
Can you say it in the words that old heads like us can understand?
Okay.
Okay.
This is just to sum up what was said. So probably that was like I cut some of the areas short.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any more corrections or updates? If there are no more, could somebody please move for the adoption of the minutes?
I move that the minutes be accepted after the amendments or corrections.
Corrections. Okay.
Any seconder, please?
I second.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, update by Brother Albert on the presentation of issues.
And probably just thank you, Madam President, and thank you to just piggyback on matters arising from the minutes. Unfortunately, we've all been busy and we've not had a chance to give our new member who offered himself to help us as a member of executive the welcome he deserved. But he's amongst us. He got involved with us when we were creating that space for the dialogue and the task groups. So Elias, maybe we want to give you a few minutes to briefly introduce yourself, but I believe the members of the executives have seen your CV, and I'm very hopeful that we will all do our best to make the task as easy as possible. And I know I speak for the President Emeritus as well as the President. Elias, you have the floor to say a word or two. You got to unmute yourself, please.
Thank you so much, Albert. So if I have a chance to introduce myself, my name is Elias Giovanni Boroni, and I am originally from Ethiopia. I moved here 2 years ago with my family. I have 2 kids, a daughter and a son. Before I came here, I have been in the nonprofit sector for the last 10 years, coordinating projects, working at the grassroots level with many target groups such as homeless male and female, women-headed households, kids living with HIV, and women victims of human trafficking from the Arabian countries, like the people basically from Ethiopia, but who has been migrated to the Arab countries. So I have been also coordinating those projects. I do have also experience working with the refugees. With the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, as a, as a local implementing agency for UNHCR, working as a deputy manager in the position of finance and admin as well. What else? Then I moved here. After I moved here, I worked as a business analyst and a program manager at Micron Technology, which is profit making actually, which is new area after I moved here. Then again, I moved back to what I love. I currently work as a Catholic Charities. And that's that. Anything I missed?
No, that was perfect. And I keep saying you are perfectly made for this job that we've been waiting to be filled. She's offered to take the role of the social secretary. Madam President, is that correct? The terminology I keep social secretary.
That's what we have there, right? Is that what we have, social secretary?
Is that what you call it? Alias,
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen it in the Constitution. It says social secretary, correct?
Exactly. Yeah, and we usually say you come to the table and if it means peeling potatoes, you are up for peeling potatoes. So all of us share all the tasks, but we will respect your time and make sure we use you to improve the lot that we have. Thank you very much for offering. I think for taking cue from what President Emeritus and also Mabi has said, we got to go into the communities and talk to folks one-on-one. And then that was the result of having a chat with him. We'll get a chance to welcome you properly. And since you touched on a very interesting topic that it's apropos, that's on your work with women, if you don't mind, let me just share you some of the issue that Kwame, we have sort of sought to highlight as a group. And I want to make you all aware that indirectly, we've all been engaged in one way or the other in some of these issues. I've spoken to members who were part of celebrating International Women's Day. We shared a couple of statements on the platform. I believe we got to be more intentional as an executive. We've not done that yet. And we are still in Women's History Month. And there is a process that is also going on at the UN, the CSW is what this, the status of Women 65. And I'm hoping to get members who are interested in partnering with affiliated groups working at the UN on these issues to join us. So I'm flagging it for now. At the moment, what we've been doing is just sharing information on the main WhatsApp platform. And of course, we had Ghana's Independence Day of 6 March, quite a momentous occasion on the African continent. And then, well, the Point ACA thematic group and getting new blood, and that's where we have Elias coming. I know we have already, let me see, who do you have here? There's Lambert and a couple of folks who are part of our ADNA. They have a campaign that is ongoing, and I think many of us have been talking about the fact that the continent is in dire strait because the big and rich countries are not lifting the patent off for these vaccines to be produced en masse on the continent. So ADNA is an advocacy group of African civil society groups here advocating in Washington. Lambert and I have been part of it. Intal has also been part of it. And I think 1 or 2 other members have been part of this group. But what this initiative requires is a lot of foot soldiers. And it requires us all to, I use the term, we got to tweet, forward, share, and like those statements. So follow us on Twitter and then be part of the voice of getting the word out. They have an event planned on the 25th of this month. As soon as the flyer comes out, I'll make that available to you as well and everybody. And you might think that your voice doesn't matter, but just clicking, forwarding, sharing, liking, it's helpful because many of us, especially Africans here in the US, are in the shadows and we don't get our voices heard. And the only way at this moment where we can make our voices heard is to use the internet. And so just open an account, forward, share, like, and make sure that you follow many of these groups. Then we have the NACUS initiative, which is still ongoing. The next event, Kwame, is it 28? I wasn't too sure.
Yes.
28 of this month, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, the next one is going. The first one was very successful. I have had the opportunity to have a couple of conversations with Sister Sandra, Sister Lydia, and Gladys on a smaller scale. The argument we were making was that in as much as the National Association of Africans in the USA need to have an in-house conversation, we can chew gum and walk at the same time. So some of us have also started conversations with our brothers and sisters, African-American brothers and sisters. And Sister Sandra, I owe you a follow-up with Father Cornelius to move forward with that agenda. I'll hope to update you all on that subsequently. But the new meeting, and I believe, Kwame, it won't be out of, but maybe I'll make that inquiry later on to invite 1 or 2 to just come and listen, from the other conversations that we've been having. They're not NACUS leaders per se, but I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to get them to participate in that conversation. We had, how many did we have? Almost 70 participants?
Yes.
70, right. And then we had breakout rooms and we're very constructive, and that is still ongoing. So be on the lookout for the flyer for that. And then we have Sister Joanna is having the next journey together. We've been helping her bring the different cultural communities together. The last one was the Asian Pacific, and I think before that there was the African American, and a number of us have had the opportunity to participate. And this is focusing on journeying together with the youth, and the African community and the refugees and migrants will be on the 21st of April. I will be sharing the link to register, and we want as many of us to be part of it as possible. we get the clergy to be there to listen in and share their thoughts about how we should help the youth to be the church that they are. I mean, I think at the last meeting, we acknowledged that we can no longer talk about the youth being the future of the church. They are the church now, and we should just empower them to play that role effectively. You know, I'm just going through quite quickly. I'm a board member of the Sandy Spring Slave Museum, and I've had the Ethiopian community attend. The president was able to attend the unveiling of the door of return, and they had a libation ceremony. But the intention there also is to establish relationships with the community. And the Sandy Spring Slave Museum is one such opportunity. They have an event coming that is planning to honor Marcus Garvey, Henson, and Collins, Congressman, and that is going to be in August. And hopefully we may be able to participate fully. I don't want to bore you with the details, but what I'll suggest is that I'll be going in depth with some of the communities that members that have agreed to join us in the smaller groups, and we shall have smaller in-depth conversations on some of these issues. We also got an invitation from the MOCO, that's the Montgomery County Black Collective. They are in the process of bringing folks together. They've reached out, and I told the president that, I mean, it was quite short notice, but I just went in there to listen. They have a very laudable agenda. We'll see what comes out of it. We know that there's strength in numbers, and we are more than happy to join them in that effort. Then do we have any of our brothers from St. Augustine? Say they are in the process of reviving the Africa and diaspora ministry. And so Eric and Lydia have taken the lead, and they are pulling a few of us together. And I believe the promise is that they are going to be active in ACA, and they are going to take the leadership role that they have always had in the history of African Catholics in the DMV. So there's a meeting planned for sometime next week. We shall report on that for you subsequently. And the last item here, I think Kwame, you had suggested that leading up to the Saints of Africa, there should be panel discussions. And Lambert had taken lead and had already invited President Emeritus and Intal and myself to be part of a conversation. So the first step was to get the leaders of the founding members of the ACA for a roundtable conversation at Lambert's radio station that broadcasts on Facebook, and then subsequently be followed by the Madam President and a conversation about what the ACA plans to do moving forward. And I believe that we will prepare a slot for Sister Gladys to go and talk about the preparing for the Saints of Africa as well. So this is more or less a snapshot of the conversations, and if you have any questions that you want me to answer, I will do my best to do so. Thank you.
The dialogue initiative, the first one, that is, what was it about?
The dialogue initiative emanated from a conversation that we had on the NACUS advocacy group. And it began with the premise that, you know, especially during these times in light of Black Lives Matters and attacks on people of African descent, we can't be silent, we can't be on the sidelines. So the intention was to deepen or advance the conversation we're having with our brothers and sisters in the African American community. That was the first aspiration. But when the proposal was sent to NACUS, thinking was that we need to get our house together. So the process that is ongoing now is one of bringing the various African community leaders to come together to have a conversation about dialogue internally. But as I indicated briefly, there is also an effort to do parallel conversations, and we have identified a number of opportunities with Sister Sandra, Gladys, Brother Sekou, and a couple of others, and then Father Cornelius as well. But we haven't moved it to the next level because there was a suggestion to build on an event that was organized by Sister Joanna. And when I reached out to her about that, she is so preoccupied with Journey Together, she probably wants to wait till after that before we have that conversation. You know, so
this was something organized by NACOS.
well, it was initiated from us.
Okay.
But this is now NACO's national dialogue. But we have a local initiative that we are doing. I mean, a shortcut of saying is that NACOS is not ready to have the African-American dialogue yet. We in ACA are ready, and we have identified a few people who have started the conversations. We have yet to formally structure it.
Madam President, if I might come in here, I think just to add to what Albert is saying, there's a need for the African Catholic communities to reach out to other communities of African origin. But there are the Caribbeans, there are the African Americans, and all that. But we also, just as we started earlier, and I was telling Brother Sego that in fact we started this long before. Like we brought the various African communities together for a dialogue. Okay, and that's a similar thing that NACOS is actually doing. So basically, whatever NACOS is doing is not anything different from what we started. It's on a bigger scale.
Oh no, I just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure. I don't remember saying on any of our plans for the year that this is what we're doing. That's why it's part of it. That's why I'm just trying to figure out this is something NACO's plan, not something we at ACA had on our agenda.
Madam President, let me make some clarifications. The initiative, a group of us applicants has not gone through the executive for approval. It's an independent group of ACA members that are meeting, thinking that can be a parallel dialogue to be initiated, but it's not something that is an ACA event because it never went through us for anything, but we have seen that there's a need. Why NACOS is trying to have an internal dialogue with members of the NACOS group, that we can also have a parallel group talking about initiative inter relationship with the other with African Americans and other Black people. The intra discussion is taking place in NACOS within. I mean, that's intra. So what Albert is reporting, which I agreed, and I'm part of that group, is a very independent body who most members happen to be of ACA, but we did not seek approval from ACA for that group, if I have it very clear.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me, this is Bobby. I believe what everybody is talking about is okay, but I remember from the Bible when Jesus Christ sent out the apostles for the first time, he asked them not to go to the Samaritans, but to stick to the lost sheep of the Israelites. So in my own opinion, I believe that Africans here need to get together first before we expand. Otherwise, if just these 2 or 3 of us here, if we expand, we might get swallowed. So let us get Africans together. Then when we invite other people, they know we are already established. Our house is not yet in order. There is no need to reach out to other people. You can have the conversation, which is okay, but let us have our house in order first before we expand. Otherwise, we are going to crash.
Madam President,
yes.
If you don't mind, can I table a motion here? I am asking to table a motion because this is how the long conversation happened in Nakus, and I don't think we have a time for that conversation now. So, okay, I'm tabling a motion that we put this on the agenda for our July meeting when we have completed the celebration of the Saints of Africa and discuss this into detail. Because I think it's something that is very, very pertinent that we need to deal with. It both it's going to be intra and inter. And if we're working on this together, it demands a deep conversation. So I'm thankful that we put this on agenda in the July meeting, so that we can have a good conversation about this. Thank you, Madam President.
I like that suggestion. Anybody who has anything else? If not, we are tabling until July. Okay.
Yeah, I second. I second the motion to wait until July. And please, I would not taking time. The present group doing the inter discussion also is an independent body, but it's not an ACA body. So we can look into it in terms of when we come in July. This discussion, the same started within NACOS, and they decided to go first intra communication and solidification before going inter. But some of us felt these things can go on simultaneously, side by side. And that group we continue independent of ACA approval. It's not with an ACA mandate. So if we can get that clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So noted.
Thank you.
I forgot to.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable President, this is Mr. Digwe.
Hi.
I've been in since 15 minutes after 7, but I don't want to interrupt. Albert was talking and all that. I don't want to interrupt anybody. I've been here and listen to what he's saying. Just to tell you that I'm now calling and I'm in Zoom with you people right now. This is Digwe.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So, second, you said you second the motion, correct?
Yeah, to wait to discuss it in July.
Okay, thank you. And I'll call on our sister Gladys to give us an update on the upcoming event, Saints of Africa.
Sorry. Okay, thank you, Madam President. I really don't think I have much. I think the last time we were just brainstorming about a couple of things. And so from the program, from the agenda, I noticed that the venue has been confirmed, the celebrant confirmed, and the mode is complete virtual mass. That's what I want to just confirm, that is complete virtual mass. There won't be any people at the venue because that will determine how exactly we will celebrate the mass. So now the way forward is that since we are trying to have a lot of people from our different communities, I think we are all trying to include a couple of people that will join us right from the beginning as we prepare. And so talking for myself, we already have one a youth, Albert's daughter, who probably is going to help us with a lot of, some technology and something more exciting. I haven't spoken to her yet, but I've communicated with her. So we try to have as many people as we can draw in to help us be a great success. It was successful last year, but making it more different by empowering a lot of people from our communities. I haven't really talked to people in my community because it's a period of transition also in our groups, and just bringing something new. I don't want to put off people. And this weekend is a weekend we are sort of like making most of our issues, try to understand most of our new groups. And hopefully by next week, I will be able to give a feedback of who will participate from the Zimbabwe group. Now, way forward is that once our group is structured and we get more people, then we have to start the ball rolling. But at the moment, what I would recommend probably we could do is to get the readings. Once we get the readings from the priests, then we are all set to go. And we need to have a meeting with the priests. So I don't know when the liturgy team can have a meeting with the priest, or is it really necessary if the president can just talk to him and we get the readings, and we get to ask some of the things that on how exactly the mass is going to be. I think at the moment, really what we are waiting for is to have more people, participants, communities bring in. I think Professor Bundu, I think you promised to bring somebody.
Yes.
Yes.
And I talked to Louis Farah Kimakon, the French community. He promised to give me 2 people. I was meeting with them yesterday. They had a meeting yesterday. So I followed that up, and I will try to connect the people with you. I'll give them their number. I also intend to bring one of our sisters, an African-American, but she's a member of ACA. And I've been talking to her to see whether she can be involved in the planning process. So all things being well, maybe 3 people, but if you get one, clap your hands.
Oh yes. No, I mean, it's good we try. We definitely try, because new people, they bring in, new ideas. And so, so even if we get 1 person out of inviting 3, that would be fantastic. So I don't know, Madam President, about the meeting when can we schedule a meeting with the priest? Because once there is a meeting with the priest and he tells us exactly how he wants the mass to be done, and we have the readings, then the ball can start rolling.
Okay. I'll talk to Father when he has the time available.
Okay.
The mode of celebration, is it totally virtual?
President, before you go forward, at the last meeting, we said we're going to request all communities
Yes.
To send names of persons. If I haven't submitted anybody yet, but I promise to go to my people and look for people. But again, just to go back, for all communities where we're supposed to bring in people, I know we have the Cameroonian representative. We have the St. Joseph's. We have a St. Mary of the Males. We have the Nigerian community. We have the Kenyan. Sorry. We have the Ugandan community. So if we can help them, not promise, but actually, it's like if we can remind them to just give us names. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up. So, okay, before I go back to what I was going to say, as you heard our brother Kwame say, yes, we're trying to expand don't want the same old people to be organizing all the time. And we think that once people have sort of ownership or apart from it from the beginning, they are more likely to bring more people from their community to join us. So please, all the community representatives, please, see, as soon as possible, if you can, please, if you can give the name, somebody from your community and give the name to Sister Gladys so that she can start organizing, or they can start coming up with ideas. We have barely 3 months to go.
The other thing I wanted to check, Madam President, the liturgy, we're just focusing on the Mass, isn't it? Not the other program. Or the whole package. I was struggling to figure out exactly where do we, stop? Do we do the whole program? Or because remember, if it's virtual, then we have 2 segments, the Mass and then the other segment for the celebration. So what exactly does the liturgy get involved with other than Mass?
Liturgy will be Mass, but if you're saying the upper program, then there's for you to decide what you want to come up with when you meet with him. Are you going to have for us after Mass, or what you want to get done?
Just as a reminder, and I think we've already set the precedent, Gladys, we have what we refer to as the lighting of the candle for the Saints of Africa, for example. That has become a segment. And I think we can, of course, we can change it, but I believe the intention is to make it a special occasion, and therefore, but we can only do it if we have the people who are going to help execute. So as Kwame has rightly said, we got to reach out back to our communities and invite them to be part of planning whatever program that we are wishing to put up.
And I don't think there's any need to be that scared anymore. We've already presented that by 4th of July, we can have picnics. So everybody hiding, being lazy, hiding and sitting between virtual, maybe we should be willing to go out a little bit and people go to the church instead of all of us sitting at home and say we are doing virtual. I don't think we have that. There's no need that scared anymore.
About the lighting of the candle, is it going to be virtual?
No, we have to be in church to do that.
I thought Gladys said that there will not be people at the parish.
That's actually my next comment. Last year, there were some of us in the church when there was on total lockdown, and at least 10 of us managed to go there. Why this year, when you have vaccinations and we know what the disease is about social distance and masking, are you claiming that it's supposed to be totally virtual? I don't quite understand why we are saying doing that.
Oh. So we see we'll see as time goes by, really. Anyway, we are hopeful that there will be a few people will be there.
Yeah, Madam President, I think if Sandra wants to speak, please.
Okay. Yeah.
So if I'm hearing correctly, what you did last year was a hybrid event, meaning that there were some people who were in person and there were some people, many people who were watching it virtually. So are you saying that this is going to be the same thing this year, that it's going to be a hybrid? There may be more people at the church than last year because of the fact that there's a lessening of restriction, but there still may not be 100% capacity and opening as of yet. So are you advocating for doing the hybrid event like you did last year?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we be a little more people. And the executive more should be willing to go to the church, stop hiding virtual, please.
Again, it's not a question of whether people are willing or not. Let's not judge. Let's look at what's going to roll out. We can't predict, but we probably can have more people than we had last year. Last year, I think it was only so many who could be allowed into the church.
Yeah, last year, only 10 people were allowed to be there. Only 10 people were allowed to be there. Maximum 10.
Okay.
So I'm thinking this year, even if it's 30 or even a little more, we could try that instead of.
Yes, I believe
nice,
this
and
year.
If you want people to do it, it's nice when you executive are in front. You lead the way. That's why I'm advocating that executives.
So we're looking for a hybrid event again.
Stop muting me. I want to talk.
I think it should be.
I wasn't finished, and Babe.
I think it should be a hybrid event.
Albert.
Okay.
So I think it should be a hybrid event. Yes.
Okay, Babi, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to respond to what they were asking for because I know when we go to church, there are more people going to church now than just 30. I think we can have up to 100 or so, but it would be better when we talk to the priest. He will give us a more accurate number that are allowed to come to the church. So, but definitely we will have more people than we had last time.
Good evening. Can I talk?
Yes.
This is Austin Wabuize. We all heard the president's speech yesterday. We'll flow with whatever the science advises. That's what we'll have to do. If we have to hybrid, we'll hybrid. If we can increase the number, we increase the number. We just need to plan this event, but we'll flow with whatever is going on at that time. And as the president said yesterday, we wish to have a family gathering for 4th of July. If it works, good. If it does not, life is better than being dead. So follow what science says, working with the church.
I don't think it's the president. I think it's the DC government to determine how many people will be allowed.
So probably to make life easy, as we are strategizing, let's strategize, with the virtual mindset, just say, okay, it's going to be virtual, because if things become better, then we can always, decide what to do. That doesn't really take more time, as long as we have a structure of what we are doing, whether people are going to attend, some people are going to attend there or not. We just go ahead and in our minds, we prepare for a virtual mass. And it's very easy just to say, okay, some people are going to the venue and some people will not, depending on what is going on. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, that maybe we may not even want to spend more time trying to figure out whether it will be, hybrid like last year or.
At the very worst, it has to be like last year. At least 10 people were there, right?
Yes.
That was total lockdown. That's why I say don't do. I'm not trying to say let us not think totally virtual, because at the very worst last year, 10 of us were there. So it has to be at least some people got to be there.
Madam President, If I might put it all together,
Yeah.
as Sandra said, it's gonna be a hybrid. But the question is how many people are going to be in the church? And again, just as Babi said, we need to talk to the priest to confirm that how many people that he is going to allow in there. If he wants to allow 10 people, we cannot go more than 10. If we want to allow 100 people, we can have as many as possible. We should also consider the fact that we are inviting people who are actually outside the Washington, D.C. area. And because they cannot be here physically, we have to give them the option to participate virtually. So in sum, it's gonna be a hybrid period. So let's work towards that. And let's move on.
Well, just to let you all know, the theme of the celebration has been building a culture of encounter, open wide our hearts. And we're hoping for leading to a celebration, to have a talk and presentations. You have volunteers to help out with it.
Maybe, Lambert, you could say a word or two about the space that you have that allows at least African leaders to come.
If Honorable Albert, I think we should just let the president do her presentation.
Oh, she asked a question, and then I was.
I asked a question. Oh, what presentation? Yeah, let's ask. It's just saying, yeah, the program leading to the presentation, to the celebration, maybe a talk the week before or something of that sort, leading up to it, to get people to highlight the event or some issues on the into the church, something before we build it up to it, before we get to the celebration on June. Any volunteers to help build out the program, or someone has any ideas? I think that's when Albert was asking Lambert to say something about his was it talk show or radio? Doesn't look like he's available.
No, he's online. Lambert, can you unmute and say something? I know that at least we've spoken to President Emeritus and Tal. So if this will fit in, the suggestion is to see whether we can structure it and make it, as you articulated, an opportunity for the African Catholic leaders to come and have a discussion on air. Otherwise, we can host one ourselves if that's what you are asking. But I think he already has a setup, and that will be most suitable.
Doesn't look like we have his ear right now, so probably could talk to him later and see what he has about, if he can accommodate us.
Sorry, I'm in a noisy environment. That's why I cannot say anything. But I have a virtual platform that can take 10 guests at the same time and can get as many people as possible. If it's a talk or whatever, broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and a couple of other platforms.
Can I get any volunteers who can come up with topics of what we are going to do about, or Albert, you and Seiko already have something in mind already?
Seiko. what you had tabled, the conversation among the founders of ACA and the leaders on Lambert's show, is it still a go? Is it a possible conversation?
I think I've been left a little behind on that. Can I rethink it? I'm still on. It's a go. But let me make sure I recollect my ideas very well. What I was thinking, though, is we have a theme, not taking you back. Could Mr. Lambert's platform be used as a way to start explaining or advertising or discussing on that theme? Because this is going to be the main thing in the church. I mean, the priest will give his family and that, but that could be something for us to take onto in the Lambert group, that theme in particular. But can I rethink this so that I don't throw you people back and so forth? I will talk to you and Lambert, please, after here.
Madam President, if he's going to rethink it back, can we give a time frame? Look at the fact that we don't have much time. We have like 3 months to the program, and we need to have the preparations about at least a month before the program. We are in March, April, May, June. And like so basically we need to have everything set, planned, set, and everything within 2 months.
I will have this discussion with Lambert and Brother Albert tomorrow, and we may pick up there. It's not something. It's not a long preparation. Just to recap what my thought processes were.
Like,
okay.
Can we talk next week after you've discussed it?
Yeah, we could.
Next. And now publicity of the event. It's like so far nobody knows about it, but we, the people sitting here. So I think Brother Kwame and Albert, the two of you, why are we doing our publicity?
I didn't know I was a publicity.
Oh no, well you are part of okay. I mean, you ran away for a secretary, but still.
So what I suggested to Sister Gladys was that most often than not, what you use to advertise an event should really encapsulate what it is that the group is trying to put together. So those that she's been able to pull together with, we have our old team. Augustine is here. We have, we could get together and provide the technical support. One of the conversations that we had from Kwame's poster was that the iconography that was being used was being questioned. And I think it's important we get that right, because at least when we are doing something as a member of the Catholic Church, those images should be the images that the church has approved. That's what I was drawing our attention to. But I am more than happy, and as Gladys has said, my daughter is also ready to help with the design of whatever, so it shouldn't be much of a problem, and I think she was asking whether we could fix a date for the liturgical team to meet. And once that is fixed, then we will be made available to help with the design of the flyer and all that.
We need something to go out like ASAP, because like less than 3 months, nobody knows, no one's heard about it. So we are now going to meet and design. When can we get something?
No, I mean, the save the date is there. We can always send it out. We can just send it out. It's just the design of the final flyer. I mean, I think we have to, and the idea is to probably weekly reminder. I think agree that there's going to be like weekly extract, something from St. Joseph, something from the African Saints, a quote every week or something. But I think rather than one person sitting back and doing that, it would be good if it's part of the idea that the team brings together. So the earlier they meet, and if they need technical help with maybe design, we can help them with that.
So save the date flyers already. Is it already ready?
I was thinking, my understanding from the last meeting, I thought there was agreement that the save the date should go. And then the subsequent advert was going to have some kind of background music and all that. This is what I understood from our last discussion, really.
Okay.
Again,
the save the date is already there.
Go ahead, Sister Gladys, when you finish.
No, I'm done. I'm done. Thank you.
Madam President. Brother Albert, can you explain to me, maybe for the group, you see the iconography on our flyer should be approved by the church. Is it that some saints we have in Africa, which we've been parading, are not approved by the church? That came as a new idea. When we look at Brother Kwame's first flyer, it actually highlighted saints that we have been parading throughout when we started this commemorating the saints of Africa.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just clarify.
Right.
And I think Sister Sandra helped us articulate that effectively when we celebrated the image of Mary.
Right.
Okay. That unfortunately some of the pictures of the African saints are almost like white people. And the St. Augustine's is a good picture that our church has approved that looks like an African saint. And that's what I'm referring to. So we got to be careful. The mere fact that we put the name, that doesn't mean that that's St. Augustine's. I mean, because people, and I think internally it's healthy for us to have this conversation and educate ourselves. I wasn't saying that we should, and I don't have all the exact images. But when we were preparing with Sister Joanna for the journey together with the youth, it became an issue, and she pointed to the fact that it is important that all those images are images that the church approves, because you can go on the internet and you do a quick search and you find some image, you pick it up, but it's probably not been, approved by the church as such. That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, so Dr. Bundu's current image of himself is not a good image for the internet at all.
Excuse me. I believe every saint or anybody that is beatified should be assumed to be approved, because the church beatified and the church canonized. So if you are a canonized person or you have been canonized saint, it is approved.
Yeah, Bobby, I'm not really talking
no,
about the names.
That's not the question. That's not the question, Bobby. The question is not about the sainthood of the person or beatification. It's what pictures to use of the person. And I'm just using that image of Sir Bundu to say that there are pictures that are approved. Okay, so if you go and you are using a picture of a saint that has not been approved, it's a problem.
There is no saint. There is no saint or beatified person that has not been approved by the church.
Mr. VP, please.
It is not the question of approval. It's about the picture.
It's a picture of Mr. VP. Now I got it clear. My first problem was I thought it was the saint. It's not about the saint. There's a picture, a real representation of that saint? That's what they are saying, because what they are saying is that there are pictures on the internet which may not be a true representation of the saints that we are putting there. That is a little problematic area, because how do we verify it? Is there a church album where we can go and find which image has been approved?
Yes.
Is it difficult? But I see it's a different thing now. The question is not a saint. For example, the Nigerian saint is not a problem. It's the picture, the real picture of the saint. So that's the problem I see.
For example, the picture that behind Albert's head Is it approved or not?
Oh, Father.
Mr. Sandra can sing a song or two about that.
All right.
Okay, I now see the issue. Okay, I was
Okay.
worried. Okay.
That image is approved. That is a shrine.
Okay. So when are we get together? Save the date picture out. Save the date out, please. Can we get it out?
So we'll confer with Gladys and send whatever the group approves. I'll confer with her tomorrow.
Wasn't there something that was sent out by Brother Kwame?
Okay, so Kwame, then you shoot out what you have shared out.
Yes, because to tell the truth, I was thinking that was what was supposed to go out last week. It's only that I didn't follow up. I should have checked. I should have really followed up.
No, I wasn't certain as to where the picture of Monica and Augustine came from. And St. Augustine is my patron change in my church, and I've never seen that picture, and it looks so white. So I was, but that is the reason why I was a little hesitant sending that out. But Kwame, you and I and so that Gladys can get together and address those issues.
I think we have to go forward with that, not to waste time, because I don't want to blaspheme, but is a picture of Jesus Christ approved, of different pictures of him? There's a Spanish, there is the English, blue eye. Anyway, let's not move there.
No, but that's the question I wanted. I was going to ask.
Yes.
There's been this debate about pictures of Jesus being white, but Jesus was not white. But the church hasn't said anything against that. So, but I don't want to get into this discussions now.
No, but so Kwame, but that is true. You see, St. Augustine's led a whole event at St. Augustine's church. The person who did their stained glass windows, there was a whole event on that. And we as African Catholics have to hold the church's feet to the fire if they don't do an effective representation of African saints. Okay, so it is more than just going along with what is there. We are trying to make sure that the saints reflect the true images of who they were and who we are as Catholics. And that is part of our agenda, especially on African Saints Day. You know, so I think we should be particular about the kind of iconography we use.
I totally agree with you. And just as you're saying, when I was doing all these searches, there were some of the sayings that me personally, I said, I'm not going to go with that because I don't think this looks like a person that it should be. So I totally agree with you. What I would suggest now, Madam President, what I would suggest now, but they said the date is going to be probably about a week or two that we're going to use it because we've started putting the program together. So let's just do a little bit of edits here and there. Send out the save the dates as we work on the main flyer, right? And I know for sure like, the main flyer is going to come out within a week or two. So basically, with that in mind, let's send this out, and then next year we start planning as to which pictures that we think will be a true representation of which saints. Save those ones. So basically, whenever we need to revisit them, we know what images we have, and if the images have been approved by the church or not, whatever. But we know the images that we have that we can use. That would be my suggestion for now.
I totally agree with you, Brother Kwame. And what I agree with you is that the work is in our hands. We have to do the research. And nobody's going to tell us what we look like unless we say this is what we look like. Full stop.
That's true. I support that.
It wasn't mentioned, the time for the mass will be, okay, it's going to be at St. Luke's in Southeast. Celebrant to be Father Cornelius, same as last year. The mode hybrid mass will.
Excuse me, Madam President.
Yeah.
When I told you and a few others that I spoke to Father Cornelius about you using the church,
yes,
did I mention that he agreed to be the celebrant? Because I don't remember talking to him about it. I know he will, but I don't want to put words into his mouth. I didn't think I spoke to him about it. we are asking for is a place to stay. And host it. Yeah, so that's what I talked to him, and he agreed.
Yeah,
Sunday.
excuse me, Madam President, I want to add to what.
Can I finish, Clement?
Oh, okay.
Can I finish? Sorry. So this coming Sunday is Igbo Church. I can talk to him again about officiating in the mass, because I don't remember talking to him about it that day.
Yeah.
But I know he will not say no, but it's good to get his consent.
The reason
why Bobby, have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, what I want to add to what you said. Remember, I was there with you when we talked to Cornelius. We never said anything about him being celebrant. We never said anything about that.
Yes, that's why we will talk to him again this Sunday.
I think the reason why I put that, Kwame, correct me if I'm wrong, Kwame said Sister Joanna has spoken to him, has spoken to Father, and Father said he will do it. Am I correct, Kwame?
Yes, you are correct. But I didn't say anything because I did not hear from Father Cornelius directly. But Sister Joanna said he says that he will do it.
Okay, so
the
most important thing is we need to talk to him. So I think I need to talk to him too. So I'll call him at least, thank him for offering his place, and then confirm that he wants to be the main celebrant. Is that okay with?
Madam President, the procedure has been you identify who wants to celebrate and write them formally to invite them to celebrate.
Yeah.
So that we don't do it off verbal because somebody can change tomorrow.
Yeah.
So letter should be written.
Yeah, letter written first. I need to talk to him first too.
Yeah. We have, yeah.
And get the call. Sir Bobby, is that okay? You're still going to talk to him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have his number, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can talk to him, but I'll talk to him as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So mass will be at 4 o'clock. The theme, build culture for counter, open wider hearts. And we'll probably have some talks and things before the celebration. That's what Seiko, Albert, and Labert working on.
Are we doing rosary as we did last year?
Pardon me?
Rosary. Are we doing rosary as we did last year?
That was for the Mother of Africa.
I suppose. Did you do rosary last year?
That was for the Mother of Africa.
That was for Mother of Africa. I don't think last year rosary.
Well, we can also do rosary now. Praying rosary is not limited to only Mother of Africa.
No. In previous celebrations, we've done rosary before the celebration.
Yes, previous rosary was when it was like.
Yeah, rosary was part of it.
Okay.
And since
Gladys.
And since it's the year of St. Joseph, we can think of something along St. Joseph's
in
prayer.
charge of the liturgy program.
Yes. So
put something together. Let us see what you think about St. Joseph, or including the rosary as well. Let us see.
So please, we are pleading with the communities, those who are representing various communities, to send people.
I think so far, Seiko has contacted, I think, 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Thinks you get 3. I think we're still left at.
Probably I'll get 2. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to see if I get somebody from the Ghanaian. Well, I'm going to try and get someone from the Ghanaian community and Lady of Sorrows Church, see if it's possible.
And can we have some more youth, young people, young adults?
Okay.
Challenge. That's a challenge.
We'll see.
All we will do is to try.
We try.
We try and talk to them and see if we can get as many of them as necessary. But they are lacking in our services. So we need them.
Yeah, because another challenge is that when we have the young adults, their programs are so different from ours. So they could be very They could have very tight programs, and we really have to be very patient with when we are dealing with the youth. Sometimes we may have to deal with some of them, at certain times when they cannot attend the meetings, but we'll definitely value their ideas,
Okay, Madam President, next.
Thank you. Mike, if you mind giving us a financial report, please. What little money we have.
Michael, you must unmute yourself. You are muted.
All right. I got a note from Kwame. He added $90 to the numbers that I gave you last time. The numbers I gave you last time was $2,245.88. So add $90 to that, and we'll get $2,334.88. Did you get it?
Yes. Does anyone have a comment?
I have a question. Are we going to spend money on this event at all or not?
Most probably, yes.
Doing what?
Buy me beer.
I think it would be nice for those who actually go to the church for if there's a little celebration or something.
Yeah, right, yeah. Because I don't go to church. Yeah, I know you are okay. You are talking about me indirectly. Those who go to church. Okay.
Well, we'll see. Well, see the program is going to be drawn, and we'll see. But anyway, and also second step, I would say, please, if you can, everybody contribute dues, $30.
Okay. All right.
For the year, please, if you can. Please, we encourage you all to please do so. So we have a.
Madam President, what do you say if
you can give more? Thank you.
Is that on top of the dues that we have to give in or not?
Which one?
No, we are supposed to go to give our dues every year. So is that on top of?
No. I think that's for the dues.
That's the same dues I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. All right.
If we, as you know, need money, so if anybody can give extra, we'll gladly welcome it. Thank you.
And Michael, I promised to create a flyer with you. So let's touch base and create a flyer that we can send directly to every member.
Definitely. Oh, okay.
Brother Michael, the total due for the year is $60. It's $5 a month. Is it something like that? So let's try to pay our dues. If somebody has donation, that's an extra. But the dues, pay the dues, and I think all executives can pay their dues for 12 months. And Madam President, after that, I want to submit for you to start considering paying our dues to NACOs. We paid for the past year. We have not paid for this year. Think about it.
Yeah, this Clement, I would like to say something as regard the St. Luke. We attend mass there every month. Father Cornelius will not allow anybody to eat inside the church. So if you are planning to have anything inside the church, I don't think it's going to allow us to do that, except things change.
Except what?
Things change. But as of now.
Oh, okay. That's good. That works well.
He doesn't let anybody eat in the church. What he does, he says, if you have anything you want to give to individual, go to the parking lot and give it out. He's working with the Washington Diocese policy.
Okay. Good to know.
Otherwise, Madam President can take us out.
Okay.
Great
Yeah.
idea.
Madam
Okay, I will take
President,
you out.
I will check with him. Clement and I will check with him on Sunday and see if there will be exception, because it's still a long way from today, from this Sunday. So if there is any exception, we will let you know.
Okay.
Madam President, a question here. I know, but I know in fact things have changed. Things are not the normal way. We can eat or drink or whatever it is. We can meet physically, but is it possible for us to have some socials? When I say socials, virtual socials, whereby if we can have like individuals who would volunteer to say poems or sing songs or entertain in one way or the other.
Or dance like Kwame.
On that note, we are under other matters. So
yeah, that's right. And I agree with Kwame. Kwame will dance for us on other matters, social.
No, I thought, but this was. I was thinking that this is going to be part of the program. But if you're going to make it other, then that is fine. But I'm just
if you want part of the program, I mean, just talk to. You can join it's Gladys, talk to her your ideas, give them to her, let us see how they can build up a program. Who else is on the program? Mr. G.
Yes.
Idea.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Other matters. So I think these are the 20th. I think the Archbishop, the Cardinal, sorry, is having an event. I think on the 20th, online, the information has been posted. So if you could all try and participate, something here in the Archbishop Burbage, they're doing together in Arlington. I think, but this time around, I hear that it's already the physical space already full, so everybody can, if we can all join in live and see what's going on.
Virtual.
Okay.
Yeah. I've sent out for the information, I think about for 2 or 3 times already. So those who can join in, those who can sign up or join in, you actually encouraged to do so.
Yeah. I think Dr. Ansel also sent me something on International Women's Year or something. So the information from Archdiocese or what the Archdiocese is involved in now and posted, so we all see what is going on. The Cardinal is doing and what the Archdiocese is doing for some Black Catholics, etc. So, I don't know what cultural diversity is doing. We can participate as well. Does anybody have anything to add or any question? Anything?
Yes, endangered species like me, I'm pleading to members here who know the internet to help me find a place where I can get my vaccination. I have one approved in Waldorf, which is 1 mile or more away from here. The cost by Uber is $100, which I don't want to pay because the vaccine is free.
Oh.
So please help me. I need to get my vaccine immediately. Please, don't let me die among you.
Come to my house.
DC, I thought DC has.
Come to my house and get it.
No, on a more serious note, Albert, I'm particularly talking to you and those who know the system. Please work it out because I need to get my immediately.
Seko, I'll talk to you after this meeting, okay?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Dr. Seko, have you asked in your church? Sometimes some of the
our church has been talking about it, but they've not got nothing has been organized as St. Camilo's. No.
Before I forget, Seko, for the Cornelius, I watched one of his masses, and he was saying that he has been asked to organize people they'll be coming to vaccinate in his parish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk after here with any other information you have.
Yeah, I will share that with you.
Thank you
Please,
so
let's
much.
share this information so that
Yeah,
we
with
can share
everybody.
the other groups around, you know,
Yeah.
as members of this association.
I apologize, I forgot.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Any more comments, questions? Could somebody please, the absence of any, could somebody please move?
Yeah, I move adjournment. Clement.
I second it.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, today somebody beat the answer to it. Okay.
I know. Brother Albert and Brother Lambert, can we talk maybe tomorrow?
But Lambert is gone.
Okay, Albert is here. So we get certain things clarified. Okay, thank you.
Our next meeting will be on April 9th.
April 9th, yeah.
Oh, my Lord and my God.
Closing prayer. Who looks so prayerful? Mr. Ike. Do you mind doing a closing prayer for us? Absent. Mr. Clement, if you don't mind, please. Closing prayer.
Okay. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Thank you for giving us the strength to have this brother meeting and sister meeting we had. And at the same time, too, we're begging you, God, to help us in our plans. We are planning to have All Saints Day, that everything's going to work fine. Help us in this pandemic, that every one of us will be safe. Oh God, we're also thanking you. Thank you for this meeting that we had, and at the same time, to give us the strength to keep on for tomorrow. All this we beg and thank through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
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 Thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you. Sorry, I came in late, but
oh no, that's
Albert, I'll reach
things
out to
happen.
you. Okay.
It's good seeing every one of you. Please keep safe and well. God bless you all.
God bless you. Elias, probably talk later. Okay.
Do you vaccinate?
Yes.
I guess you guys are supposed to have a meeting, and we offered you the Zoom link. I still haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I'm working on them. You know, it look like some of them are from Ghana. They are not used to Zoom yet.